But a sort of pretty fundamental difference to maybe the outlook when you served in the Treasury with George Osborne, when again the deficit was driving decision making, but certainly the Osborne Treasury decided austerity was the thing. It was all about sort of squeezing public spending, and that sort of route. Rishi Sunak, though, is widely seen as rejected Osborneomics and sort of cast his own path. And what does that tell us about where the Conservative government is heading?
Yeah, it's a very good point. I mean, actually, if you look at the numbers and you look at what the IFS and indeed the OBR have said subsequently, it's still pretty tight on public spending. But to give a sort of sense of proportion, the Osborne fiscal consolidation, 80% came from public spending and 20% came from tax rises. What Rishi has set out has been 60% on tax rises, 40% on spending. And I think most people think, certainly this is my view, is that he is likely to come back, loosen up on spending because the pressures are so great, and come back for a second round of tax rises unless the economy bounces back more strongly, and it's not necessary. And there's lots of things that are driving that. And partly public opinion has changed. After 10 years of tight spending control, I think there is a different public appetite now. So I think that makes an important difference. And the Conservative Party recognises that. I also think if you look at where the votes went to the Conservative Party in the 2019 general election, they hoovered up a lot of traditional Labour seats, people who are generally sort of centre-left economically, but culturally quite right-wing. And they voted on a kind of Get Brexit Done manifesto. That's what they wanted to deliver. And those voters aren't, they didn't support the Conservatives in 2010 or 2015 when austerity was seen as sort of flavour of the month. So I think there's a sort of bigger political point as well. But just on a sort of practical level, public spending has been tight for 10 years. There isn't much fat there to cut. I think most. So as a hawkish chief secretary to the Treasury and has responsibility for controlling public spending, I think it's going to be really hard for the government to deliver on the spending plans they currently have. I think they'll probably end up having to spend a bit more.